Hi, and welcome back to Soul. I'm Em, your host, as always. And today we're diving into a simple yet profound practice. Bringing back good morning and embracing the general thank you, please, etc. politeness in our daily interactions. Now, we live in a really fast-paced world, and it's easy to forget the power of simple pleasantries. Good morning, please, thank you, go ahead. These all may seem small. They sound like something we learned in Barney and Friends when we were kids. But they carry immense potential to brighten someone's day and foster genuine connections. When you greet a shopkeeper with a warm good morning or hold the door open for a stranger with a smile, you're not just being polite, you're creating ripples of kindness. Our actions have a way of affecting those around us. And I'll give you an example. Just a couple of days ago, someone had to come over to my apartment to update the fire alarm in the flat. And they were running late, and I was not having a very good day. And I get a call half an hour after they were supposed to show up, and the gentleman on the phone was pacing. He sounded really tired, and he said, "I'm so sorry. I'm running a little bit late." And he paused for a second, and then he said, "I'm so sorry. I forgot to ask. How are you today?" And when he said that, even though I was not fine, right? I was not having a very good morning. I was really stressed at work. But when he said that, I just immediately felt more connected on a human level to the person on the other line. And I said, "I'm okay. Thank you for asking. How are you?" And he said, "Yeah, busy day, but yeah, I'm okay too. Listen, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And when he arrives, he is obviously all over the place, but he was so nice, very patient. He was super patient with me as well because I had no idea what it is that he needed. And I let him borrow my ladder because I have quite high ceilings. And he was so grateful. He said, "Thank you so much because I do have a ladder, but it takes half an hour to have to get it out." And so instead of spending 45 minutes in my apartment, he spent 7. Just 7, right? Which is a huge difference. And he smiled and he said thank you, because if I had spent 45 minutes, I would have had to miss my lunch break. But now I'm back on track and it looks like I may actually have a lunch today. And it was just such a heartwarming interaction. And it all started just by him asking me how I am. I could have been a little bit more impatient, which frankly, one of the reasons I do this podcast is because we're all looking to become better selves, right? Like we want to be our best selves and live our best lives. Think about the last time you greeted someone warmly. Think about the last time you asked the barista at Starbucks or Gale's or wherever you get your coffee in the morning how they are. Especially if they were having a tough day, it probably brought a smile on their face, and that way equally on yours. Now, being that source of joy for others is a beautiful way to connect with other souls. Today, I challenge each of you listening to take a step back and bring back politeness. Start by making a conscious effort to just say good morning with genuine warmth. It could be when you're on your way to work and there's an attendant in the tube, for instance, just smiling at them and saying good morning. Could be when you're grabbing your coffee, walking down the street and you see a neighbor or a friend. Small acts of kindness can truly change the world. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that good morning is not just a greeting. It's an invitation to spread positivity and foster human connection. Let's make good morning more than just words. Thank you for joining me. And as you step out in the world, let good morning be the beginning of something beautiful. Remember, everything we're learning to do, we do step by step, day by day. Until next time, take care of your soul and may every morning greet you with kindness.